Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Let's dive into what happened over the past 24 hours in crypto and traditional markets, because there's a lot to unpack. First off, Bitcoin briefly kissed $94,000 before settling back around $92,600. And with that move, we saw $155 million worth of crypto shorts get absolutely liquidated in just 60 minutes. Ouch! The broader market added $150 billion to its total cap yesterday, and on Polymarket, the odds of Bitcoin hitting $100,000 by year-end just crossed 50%. So people are feeling bullish. Meanwhile, traders on Kalshi are now pricing in a 97% chance of 3 rate cuts in 2025, which would be historic. And White House advisor Hassett is backing that up, saying there's plenty of room for cuts. President Trump chimed in too, calling for immediate rate cuts as a requirement for the next Fed chair and claiming he created the greatest economy in the history of the country. Bold words. On the institutional front, things are heating up fast. $410 billion giant PNC Bank just partnered with Coinbase to offer direct Bitcoin trading to clients. And Michael Saylor dropped a list of banks now issuing credit against Bitcoin, including Citi, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, BNY Mellon, and Charles Schwab. The U.S. National Bank regulator also gave the green light for banks to act as crypto intermediaries, so the rails are being built in real time. 21 Capital CEO Jack Mallers said they're buying as much Bitcoin as they possibly can, and BlackRock clients added $28.72 million in Bitcoin yesterday alone. Binance founder CZ thinks we might see a crypto supercycle in 2026, and honestly, with all this momentum, it's not hard to see why people are talking like that. Ethereum reclaimed $3,300, and ETF clients scooped up $38 million worth of XRP, bringing total ETF-held assets to $922.71 million, while BlackRock clients grabbed another $23.66 million in Ethereum. Solana's ecosystem keeps growing, with Kalshi's prediction market surpassing 2.8 million in cumulative volume on-chain, and interestingly, Ton's NFT marketplace Fragment just flipped hyperliquid in 24-hour revenue. Avalanche made sure to remind everyone that unlike Solana, it's a hard-capped asset just like Bitcoin, positioning itself in that scarce asset narrative. Over in precious metals, spot silver hit a new all-time high of $60.57 per ounce, and if you zoom out, silver's up 82% over the past year, while gold's up 58%, both absolutely crushing it. The Czech National Bank added 1.6 tons of gold in November, pushing their reserves past 70 tons, and year-to-date they've added 20 tons, up nearly 40%. Switching gears to some wild corporate news, SpaceX is planning to go public at a $1.5 trillion valuation in 2026, which would be the largest IPO in history. Just staggering numbers. Netflix is pursuing a $72 billion deal for Warner Brothers, while Paramount countered with a $108.4 billion hostile takeover bid. So streaming wars are getting expensive. On tariffs, President Trump said he wouldn't rule out reducing them on some goods. And the Bank of Japan noted their economy survived the initial tariff wave. China's planning to restrict access to NVIDIA H200 chips even after Trump approved their sale, and those AI chips will face U.S. security review before export to China, so the tech Cold War continues. A couple quick macro data points. The percentage of U.S. workers quitting their jobs dropped to 1.8%, the lowest since May 2020, which tells you something about job market confidence or lack thereof. And just for perspective, the U.S. national debt has increased by $2.2 trillion since the debt ceiling was raised back in July. So yeah, that's still happening. All in all, a pretty intense 24 hours with institutional adoption accelerating, rate cut expectations climbing, and crypto markets pushing higher despite some chop. That's your wrap for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another roundup.